In my last video talked about if you want to find happiness, it's not a good idea to look for happiness, but rather to look for something else, something indirectly that makes you happy. If you haven't seen that, check it out, somewhere here. And for all of those who have seen it, I'm gonna show you now how you can do that. But what I'm most excited is that I can show you how to do that in a very special new place, which is related to what we're going to talk about. So that's the space. So the trick of finding true happiness is not to look for the happiness directly, but indirectly. So it's like when you dig for gold, you're not looking for gold, you look for how the river flows through the landscape, and in the curve it's maybe better, and you look at the sand, you look at many indirect triggers. And if you are becoming more sensitive to these indirect triggers, happiness will be the result. So that's the whole trick. Let me show you this. I have to draw this. Okay, now I think it's fixed. So what you need is paper and a pen, okay? And then, let me see if I can show you this. What you're gonna do is you make two axes. One is time, and one is like if it was an experience, positive or negative. That's your life, okay? That's like everything that happened in your life. So you have like this life point. So let's say you have like inauguration, first day at school, I don't know, then you had your first broken heart, then you got like accepted for art school, I don't know, then you had like some setback, I don't know, you had some issue with your health, I can talk a lot about that. So you had like a crash, then you were like helping somebody in a project that was like really exciting you, okay? So it goes up like this. And that's very normal that it goes up like this, okay? Like that's like how life goes. And so what you're gonna do, you collect stories of your life, and all these stories, they have like a certain meaning for you. And what you want to do is you want to focus on these stories which are like in the peak, okay? That's where the gold is lying. That's where you have something that you want to investigate more. And so once you have those, you make on the second piece of paper, you make like different columns. Let's start with 3. Okay, so you have here the event. So here you list all the events that you found here from the peaks, okay, this one. And then you describe what was your involvement or your contribution. So let's say you were like, okay, I was working in a team, and that was really nice. Or like when I did, like one of my peaks for sure was when I was doing the triathlon. I was like, okay, I was connecting with my body. Like what is it like that made you emotional about this? What made it a positive experience in your life? Try to describe what it was. Okay, so like describe first in the first level, just like what happened. And then in the third column, you want to describe the emotion. How did you connect with it? Let's say for me, the triathlon, for me it was a connection of like, okay, I feel alive. I feel rooted with my body, and I really started to get a strong relationship. Another peak moment of mine here was like when I was giving my TEDx, okay? So the TEDx was like I was having an awesome speech, and I was preparing for that. I was working a lot. So here you would have the speech. And here, what you would do here is like, okay, why is this so important? Because I was touching people. Okay, another peak experience from mine was when Katrina and I were traveling around the world. So we can say world tour, when we were collecting all the stories for my survival stories. And so here we can say my survival story tour production. And why does it connect with me? Because I was spreading hope. Okay, that was the feeling. It was like I got the feeling of hope. The tour was also learning. So once that one emotion is like to be humble to learn. Okay, to learn, humble to learn. And so in this column you will get a much deeper. So let me take this off again. Okay, so what we get here in column 3, in this one, are things that you identify on a much deeper meta level, like why this experience was important for you. And that's where your goal is, that's where your happiness is. If you can identify in this column, okay, I want to feel alive, connected with my body, I want to touch people, like that's in my case, I want to spread hope, I want to learn and be humble, then suddenly everything comes together into one thing. Because everything I do, if I give a talk, if I produce a video here on YouTube, if I give a workshop, if I help other people to get an inspiration to become more physical active, it's all around the main topic. So in the end you nail down one sentence, and that's what we also say, it's your why you're doing something. That is, you do something to contribute something. So in the end what you want to do is you want to write this one sentence which is I, and then you do something to. And that's here, it's what you do, that's the action, and that's here, contribution. Okay, so in my case I say I tell stories that spread hope and inspiration in order to help people live the life they want. Because a lot of people just bubble around and do, and I strongly believe that we should really consciously select the life we want before it's too late. So that's everything I do. And I had this 3-step process. First I identified the stories that were relevant for me, that I felt proud of myself, that I contributed something. I was like, hey, it's really a peak moment of my life timeline. And then I said, okay, what was it actually what I was doing? Okay, I was giving a talk, I was producing videos, I was learning, I was giving a workshop. Okay, so what is it that I do? And then what emotion triggered it in me? So in every case, it was like something, I want to help people, I want to spread a message, an honest message of like, it's possible to live through hard moments in an honest way and also still live and try to dream for a big life. And so these 3 steps, what is it, how do I feel, and then okay, what's my contribution? That's how I found my why. Maybe it's something that comes easy to you to do that, and maybe you want to do it multiple times. So don't worry, like if it doesn't fit the first time, try it out and see how it feels, and see if you can find a sentence like, okay, that's my thing I do, and I do it to contribute this, like I do X to contribute Y. And then let me know in the comments. And if you like it, as always, give it a like and subscribe, and I'll see you here next time. Bye bye.